Hi everyone, so in this video we are talking about the importance of goal setting and goal tracking. So it's important to have goals in both your personal life and your work life because everybody has to have goals. You have to know like where you're going in each area of your life. Like what do you want to happen? Like how do you want your house to look? How do you want your office to look? How do you want your closet to look? You have to set goals in order to get there. It's going to be a lot easier if you set goals and you know exactly like where you're going and how you're getting there, as opposed to just like spontaneously doing something and figuring out like where you end up. So I love goal setting because you're kind of like, you're just asking yourself like, what do I want? What do I want out of all the different areas of life? So the way I think of it as is, it's like this. Right now, you're at life A. Life A is just like your current reality. It's today. It's everything that's happening right now. It's like, if your office is messy, it's your messy office, or it's your messy closet, or it's the extra, 10, 15 pounds that you're carrying around every day. So this is like the current reality. And then over here is life B. This is like your ideal life. This is like your dream life. This is the organized office that you're striving for. This is the 10 pounds less that you're aiming for by going to the gym, 3 days a week and eating healthy. This is the ideal situation. Just put ideal life / dream life for every aspect of your life. Health, finances, work, organizing, home, relationships, community. This is everything that you would just like dream of. And the reason why you set goals is to get from here, from like, this is where you are now, you set goals to get to over here. So think of this as like a road. You're at life A and you got to get to life B because that's where like all the good stuff is. And the road that connects the two, this is the road. Think of goals as like you're laying the bricks to build this road. So all these goals, they're kind of like milestones in the road. So this is like, goal A, B, C. And maybe that's like, get a handle on the paper clutter inside your office. And then maybe after you've gotten the handle on that, then your next goal is like work towards a promotion because you feel like you can focus more and you're more productive in your home office and you know what's going on, and because you know what's going on, you're doing better with work. So maybe that's like the next goal. So you set these goals, we'll say A, B, C, D, E, F. That's goal D, E, F. So you set these goals to try and get to your ideal dream life, which is over here. And as you accomplish the goals, like let's say you accomplished A, B, C, then you're already right here. You see like you're one step closer to getting to your ideal life? So it's kind of cool. The more goals you complete, the closer you get to your ideal life. And then before you know it, you're doing and you're living everything that you imagined inside of your head because you set goals and you took action to complete them and make them, accomplish them and make them your new current reality. So it's kind of cool. Goal setting can actually be fun. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you my exact process of what I do. So in my opinion, there's like 10 different areas in which you should set goals. And those areas are family goals, personal development goals, social goals, health goals, financial goals, work goals, home goals, fun goals, spiritual goals, and then community goals. Okay, so those are the 10 categories that I have goals for. You might have different categories depending upon your lifestyle and just your lifestyle. But that should give you an idea of the types of goals that you should be setting, like the categories and stuff. So I like to track my goals on a quarterly basis. I'll tell you why. A lot of people track goals on an annual basis, and it's like they set them in December, right around like when New Year's hits. But I feel like if you just set them once a year, your goals are so unrealistic by the time the next year rolls around. Like by the time next December comes or January comes, you've grown so much in a year. Things have changed, things have popped up. You might have not accomplished some of your goals because maybe they weren't realistic like 6 months into the year, or Another reason is because if you set a really big goal for a year, because you're like, oh, I have a year to accomplish this, I have a year to lose 20 pounds, and you keep looking at your goal list and you're like, oh, I got to lose 20 pounds. Like, that's such a big goal. How am I ever going to do that? If you break it down into smaller goals by quarter, like 20 divided by 4 is 5, so 5 pounds each quarter, then it's a lot easier to actually accomplish. It's just more realistic. Yeah, so that's why I set goals quarterly. So what I have here is, it's the quarterly goal sheet. So it's January, February, March. So after this quarter, then quarter 2, I'm going to do goals for April, May, June, and then July, August, September, and then the last quarter, October, November, December. So I'll set goals 4 times a year, and then usually I'll do it a month in advance. So for quarter 1, I'll do it in December, or even beginning of January because of the holidays. So yeah, so set goals quarterly with these 10 categories, or whatever category you feel like fits your lifestyle. Now, the way you want to set up your goals, or kind of phrase or set your goals, you're going to follow the CLEAR acronym. So you want to set goals that are clear. Now, what does this stand for? C stands for clear. Meaning, you want to make your goal really clear. You want to look at the goal after you write it down and say, okay, I know what to do. Like, that's not vague at all. I know what to do. For example, saying you want to organize your house. That's not really clear. Like, what do you need to do? What's the action there? It's not clear. So make it more clear. And then L is limited in time. So you want to give yourself a deadline. So if you're organizing your home office, let's say you're organizing your filing cabinet. I will declutter my filing cabinet by March 31st. So that's going to give you, let's say, 2 months to organize your filing cabinet. So adding a date is just going to keep you accountable. You can then put it on your calendar. You can set reminders so you make sure that you actually complete it. So again, it just keeps you accountable, and it gives you a deadline to work towards. It's not just like open-ended, like, okay, I can just organize my file cabinet whenever I have time. Give yourself a date. Okay, E is evaluable. You want to, at the end of the quarter, you want to look back at your goals and see, you want to easily ask yourself, did I accomplish this goal? Yes or no? You have to make sure that you can evaluate it. Just by saying, I will organize my house, or I want to organize my house, you can't really evaluate that because there's so much in the house. So make it easier to evaluate. With the filing cabinet example, I will organize my filing cabinet by March 31st. Well, when April 1st comes around, go to your filing cabinet and see if it's organized. See if you worked on it, see if you purged your files, and see if it's no longer overstuffed. That's easy to evaluate. Okay, A stands for actionable. Make your goals actionable. Tie an action to it. There has to be some type of action, and it has to be obvious when you write down your goal. If it's not obvious, you're not going to know what to do. So tie an action to it. And then R is reasonable. You have to set reasonable goals. If you set goals that are not reasonable, like I want to organize my office that I haven't touched in 10 years in the next week. Okay, well, first off, it took you more than a week to accumulate all the junk or papers, documents, boxes, anything that's in your home office. It probably took you years to accomplish. Because it took you years to accomplish, you have to be reasonable. It's not going to go away in a day. It's not going to go away in a week. It's going to take you at least a month, maybe even longer, maybe shorter if you're 110% committed and you have help and yeah, you're just completely focused, but it might take you longer than a month. So you have to be reasonable with your goals. And also, when you're not reasonable, if you look at a goal and it's too big, then you might think you might get stressed out by it, you might get anxious, you might get frustrated, and then when you have those feelings, you just feel overwhelmed and then you never start. So keep it reasonable. All right, so make all your goals clear, just like this. That's the way you want to phrase them. And also, when you're phrasing your goals, you want to say, I will do this instead of say, I want to do this. When you say, I want to do this, you're kind of just like you're wishing. You're wishing to accomplish something, as opposed to saying, I will do this. You're making a promise to yourself that you're actually going to do that task or that goal or whatever is tied to that goal that you want to accomplish. So phrase your goals by saying, I will. So I will organize the contents of my filing cabinet by purging outdated files and going through all the folders by March 31st. That right there is a clear goal, and you're making a promise to yourself that you're going to tackle your filing cabinet. So make your goals clear, set them quarterly, set them in all these categories. Think about getting from life A to life B, figure out where you are now, figure out where you want to go, write down your goals, and take action. And, the goal is not to come up with, I put 3 lines here per category. I think that's a good number. If you can't think of 3 goals per category, just think of 1. Start with 1. Once you accomplish that, then slowly add a second one. Again, it's about quality over quantity. It's not about completing all 30 of these, but instead, if you can only do 5, then do 5. It's still better than 0. Okay, so that's everything that I want to share with you guys about the setting goals. Let's talk about the goal tracker right now.